Hello and welcome to episode 49 of Star Wars Culture Live, your podcast for Star Wars excitement and connection, your escape pod for hyperspace buzz and fandom fixes. As always, I am Ian, and as always, this is Marty, and this is where the fun begins. Instead of the negativity you often find on the Star Wars side of the internet, we want to talk about the things we love about Star Wars, the community, the culture, the fans, the media, anything at all. So, as always, throughout the show, if you have any comments, questions, or requests, throw them in the comments. We will see what we can do. And don't forget to follow us on all the socials. We are at SW Culture Live, pretty much everywhere. On Facebook, you could find us on Episode 9 News or the Culture Slate page. But if you are watching us on Facebook, then you knew that already. So let's dive right into it here. This is so we're going to start with our intro segment, which is What You Up To. So, Marty, without further ado, what are you up to this week or last week, since we didn't have a show last week?
I've been hyper fixated on DC Comics here lately. Like, I've been trying to figure out what I want to read throughout these events. Like, I'm trying to even go back to like a few years ago, because there's like these like events, like they have one from 2023 to like 2024, 25, early 25, called Dawn of DC, which is kind of like another somewhat reboot, but somewhat not. It's just kind of like combine both the timelines kind of back together. It's a little complicated, but some of the stories look very interesting. So I'm looking into Superman and Batman and their kind of spin-off stuff as well. But I'm also into the new event called All In, as well as DC KO. And KO looks like it's going to be pretty good. It's a tournament amongst the DC comic. It's a tournament.
Oh, a tournament.
A tournament. Yep, however you want to say it. Amongst all the DC characters that have been selected, and they went through their first round, so now they're in round 2, I believe. My man Superman has actually made it to the next round. Batman, no, he did not. He got eliminated by someone who wasn't even part of the tournament.
Oof, that hurts. All right, yeah, I'm more of a Marvel guy, so I have no kind of concept of what even that is. That's awesome. So is Superman your favorite DC character?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, DC hero of all time.
Yeah, there you go. If I had to pick a DC one, I feel like I'd have to go Batman, but it feels too cliche to even do that. I should probably assess I don't know, even like the later movie. I still haven't seen the new Superman movie, so maybe I should try that.
Gotta see it.
I know. It's not on purpose. It just hasn't happened. I'll get there. What am I up to? I am up to that I was just telling you about this. Arc Raiders. First of all, I am sick, so that is why my brain is all over the place. My throat was killing me until I took ibuprofen. So if that wears off, we're in trouble. But that's why today might be a shorter show, and that's why I will just have glazy eyes for. I don't know. You might see me just zoning out. Anyway, what I've been up to is a new video game that just came out called Arc Raiders on Steam. I guess it's on Xbox and PS5 too, but it's like the best parts of like Fallout and the mission things, the mission setup of Helldivers, and like there's crafting and looting and building craft tables and like building things up from scratch. It's like whatever type of video you normally play, there's a bit of it in here. You like it's basically this like you go on these little missions. It's humanity is living underground. The surface is taken over by these machines called Arc, and they're these big like spider walkie machines that will, and they have drones and they have little spiders that like little bot spiders that run around and try and hurt you. And it's tough, like to survive. And you go on these missions up to the surface, and you like scrounge around for supplies, and then you bring them back down. So you have to balance like, what do I bring with me? Because if I die, then like it's then I lose all that stuff. So it's but it's I have only started playing today, and it's all I can think about. It's pretty fun. Yeah, other than that, I am sick. I've got Sabak in person this weekend with some of my local Sabak players at a brewery, so that'll be cool. But other than that, let's get into some news here. We got 2 weeks of news here because we weren't there last week, so let's dig into it. As always, we're going to go to Star Wars Underworld Instagram page. They have all the latest updates of everything that we need to know, so follow them. It's the SWU on Instagram. What did everyone think of the Star Wars Visions Volume 3 short, The Duel Payback? Specifically, this ridiculous freaking lightsaber thing right here. Thought that was... We already went in detail in our previous episode, so we don't really have to talk about the Vision stuff here. But yeah, obviously we thought that was pretty cool. Here's a quote from it from a different episode. Only someone who is truly strong has the ability to reveal their weakness to others. That was a sweet episode. That was one of the sequels. Mark Hamill talks about Star Wars Starfighter with People Magazine. I've been a fan of Ryan Gosling. None of those people need advice from me. They're doing so well. I had my time. I'm going to ask for advice from them. Nice. I like it. He's like humble. He's like not trying to do too much out of his role. Very nice. The Song of Four Wings. I think this was my favorite. Is that what I said? Maybe second favorite.
I think so. I think you said it was your favorite.
Okay.
I finally got to watching the rest of them, and I enjoyed this one.
It was very fun, right? I really like the crazy ridiculous combat at the end.
Oh,
it just kind of launched from Star Wars realism to Star Wars ridiculousness, and it was great. In response to the recent fan campaign for The Hunt for Ben Solo, Manny Jacinto says he too is ready to return as the Stranger. An interview with TV Insider. I am always ready and would love to run it back if they'd have me. That was the role of a lifetime, and I'm incredibly proud of what we did in The Acolyte and with Osha Mir with that whole relationship. Yeah, very cool. Another quote from the same interview. I would have loved to explore, obviously, the relationship with Osha more, but also Kamir's relationship to Vernestra Rowe and see what that dynamic was like. I think there would have been maybe more of a Master Padawan relationship with the both of them, but who knows? I don't know if we'll ever see it. I feel like with a lot of the franchises we currently have, it's missing the romance. It's missing a lot of love and relationships. We have the big fight scenes and origin stories and whatnot, but they don't really have a relationship with other people. It's such a weird thing, and that's why I loved the Kamir and Osha relationship, because we were taking it back to just having a relationship in this big world. I think we just need more of that. I think that's what made the characters in the story more compelling, as opposed to just having big fight sequences, which I loved. Yeah, that's cool. Adds like a depth that, like, we all loved episode 5 with that big action scene, but yeah, it adds a depth that is not always there in some of the new stuff. Some of the new stuff, I would say that depth is there in like Andor, but everything's there in Andor. So, Ninth Jedi, Child of Hope, pretty nice one. Bounty Hunters, that was a fun one. I kind of forgot about what that was. That was one of the first ones I watched, and it kind of got drowned out by the others. Internet weirdos say J.J. Abrams and Rian Johnson clearly hate each other, and this is them hating each other. Yeah, definitely. What happened? 200 days until The Mandalorian and Grogu hits theaters. 200 days. Let's go. Me and my cosplay are ready. Melody Hobson and George Lucas at the recent Wall Street Journal Innovator Awards in New York City. Beautiful. Wait, are those rebel symbols on her dress? That's awesome.
It is.
That's adorable. Star Wars Starfighter flies into theaters in 570 days. A little too many days to get directly excited about that. I think it's like a year and a half. There's a whole galaxy out there waiting to disgust you. Yeah. It was a nice exchange there. Yuko's Treasure. This was a sweet one. You saw this one?
I saw this one as well. Makes me want to have that bear droid.
I know. He's coming up. Hold on. Where is he? The Lost Ones. Very cool. Who else called Darth Vader? Yeah, I don't know if that's Darth Vader. Chewbacca in Life Day robes is coming to Disneyland and Walt Disney World during Hollywood Nights 2025. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it's getting to be that
Nice.
time to watch the holiday special. Gotta do it. We gotta think of what special to do for our. Yes, we do need to get a robe. What did I do last year? I just turned a red hoodie inside out.
I think so. Right, we got to figure out a special to do. Yeah,
we got to figure out something special to do next episode because it's our 50th. Other than like going back and explaining like who we are, how we got into Star Wars again, like a re-intro, maybe. I don't know. Could be fun. That was the only idea I had. We'll figure it out. While speaking with Deadline at the Stranger Things 5 premiere, Sean Levy confirmed that Star Wars Starfighter is halfway done filming. Every day I'm bringing my 10-year-old self to set with me. I know it will be dream come true territory, but when you get on those sets and you're surrounded by those droids, aliens, the scale of those new planets and new sets, new costumes, it is joyous every day. It's hard as hell, but Ryan Gosling is a beast of an actor and a dream collaborator, and it's going great. He's making me more excited about it. Also, Stranger Things 5 coming out. Let's go.
Woohoo. About time.
Those kids must be so old. Music by John Williams has been nominated for a Grammy Award for Best Music Film. Man, one thing we had to do at... What'd you say? Sorry.
So you don't say. I mean...
Yeah, really, right? One thing we had to do at work is prepare a video in case he... in case the unthinkable happens. And we have to do a tribute to him. And I was like, I don't want to be using this video for a really long time. New photos added to StarWars.com bring new confirmations for the Mandalorian and Grogu. Sigourney Weaver's character is named Colonel Ward. Sounds like her. The creature seen in the trailer is indeed an Amani. I feel like we looked that up and I don't remember anything about it. Grogu's Anzellan friends are named Bai, Clang, and Keto. That tracks. No squeezy. During a new interview with Empire magazine, Sigourney Weaver discussed Lucasfilm's current approach to making Star Wars stories. What's interesting about Star Wars now is they're no longer trying to do the Star Wars to end all Star Wars. They're letting the universe exist and telling really interesting stories within that. Yeah, I agree. I like that.
I feel that way. I mean, I feel like before the sequel trilogy came out, it's like, can you really do anything movie-wise after Return of the Jedi? But then the sequels come out, and you have all these spin-offs. It's like, well, there's a whole playground right here. Let's just explore. Let's not say, this is going to be the end of Star Wars right here.
Yeah, not like Sigourney Weaver takes on the universe. That's pretty cool. Hearing good things about Star Wars from famous, like high quality actors and actresses, like what's it called, A-listers, is always a good encouraging thing. Wherever you were holding your ring light, just to the side, made you look like a badass villain for a minute. It was like
right here,
the side. Yeah, that looks. Oh my god. Looks at that's a change. Star Wars Visions Volume 3 gave us some of our favorite droids, like you just said. Look at that freaking bear droid. He was very sweet. Little caretaker. The Smuggler episode. I thought this one was cool. This person right here, badass fighter. That was fun to watch.
I love the little tricks that each episode kind of brought to Visions, where it's like, yeah, this is Star Wars, but here's our little twist on it, just like hers. I was like, wow, okay.
Yep. During a recent interview with what is it? Oh, Bravo Andy, Ryan Johnson gave his thoughts on the hunt for Ben Solo. I want to see Adam Driver in another Star Wars movie, man. Yeah, me too.
So do we.
I'd be down. Speaking on Radio Andy Insta, Ryan Johnson discussed the status of his proposed Star Wars trilogy. I've had my hands kind of full making these. I made a whole other trilogy of Knives Out movies. Making The Last Jedi was like the best experience of my life, and I'm still tight with the folks at Lucasfilm. We're not actively working on it right now, but if down the line it makes sense to come back into that universe, I'd be thrilled. Yeah, dude. We loved Last Jedi. I feel like it faced
I
backlash
loved
right
it.
away, but it
I like
flared
how
out quickly.
I like his wording is like we're not actively working on it right now, so it hasn't been put to bed yet or anything. It's just we're just gonna let me do my stuff first, and then we'll go to this.
Yep. And he actively working on it. Like it is a thing. Like he's not like saying, "Oh, there's nothing in the works. I haven't heard anything." Like I went for a call. Like we're not actively working on it right now, but it exists. Is what I'm hopefully reading in between the lines of his words there.
It seems like I'm doing Knives Out, but in the meantime, I'm sort of working on my Star Wars stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. This is what I said would be fun. Which canceled / abandoned Star Wars project are you most eager to see revived? That is Star Wars Battlefront 3, The Acolyte, Star Wars Underworld. Is that what that is?
1313.
1313, or The Hunt for Ben Solo. What do you think?
I'm gonna have to go with The Acolyte, followed by Ben Solo. And I only say this because I already played basically Battlefront 3, and that's as we discussed a couple episodes ago. It's Elite Squadron.
Oh yeah,
just put down the handheld.
Yeah. Now that I'm looking at it, it does make it seem like it's Battlefront 3, like the old one. And if it's the old one, I'll pass. Not that it won't be awesome, but I do. Acolyte is first, like hands down. And I didn't know that I wanted the Hunt for Ben Solo until I heard that I could have gotten the Hunt for Ben Solo, and now I don't have it. So I think now, if it's a Battlefront 3 from the old versions, Battlefront 2 gave me pretty much all I needed. 1313 would have been cool, but the others they're just too strong.
Yeah.
Speaking with GQ, amid the Jimmy Kimmel cancellation scandal, Oscar Isaac gave his updated thoughts on a potential Star Wars return. I'd be open to it, but although right now I'm not so open to working with Disney, but if they can kind of figure it out and, not succumb to fascism, that would be great. Ooh, there's some words. Oscar Isaac. Give it to him. I like reading those words with him with that expression on his face right there. Like that's the most Poe Dameron thing to say.
It is.
Sean Levy discusses Star Wars Starfighter with Collider. It's different in that it is an all-new, non-sequel, non-prequel adventure. It's new characters, new timeline, inherits legacy themes, but it's really trying to give Star Wars fans and just movie audiences something fresh, something new, with a spirit of play and big-hearted adventure with moments of real levity that, frankly, A New Hope had in a revolutionary way. That's awesome. That honestly, that makes me think of Skeleton Crew more than any other Star Wars thing.
It does.
Like something fresh, something new, a spirit of play and big-hearted adventure.
If you think about it, those kids in the timeline would actually reach around Ryan Gosling's age.
Yeah, that could be fun. Although then it would be not what he's saying about how it's totally new characters, new timeline. They could be a
true.
They could be like a little Easter egg in there though. Be fun.
Some, yeah.
Or like the lightsaber shows up for some reason. Star Wars Insider, the long-running official Star Wars magazine, which fully launched in 1994, is set to publish its final issues in early 2026. Why?
I mean, they are kind of expensive.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, at least the actual paperback. I'm not sure what online would be, but I feel like you're kind of getting everything from Insider on StarWars.com nowadays.
Yeah.
Except for the short stories. That's the only thing I'm going to miss is all the short stories.
Like that people would just publish them in there.
Yeah, like their official canon short stories that they have inside each issue of Star Wars Insider. It could be a one-off. It could be even heck a series like High Republic had done. They did a series of short stories. Uh, the last one was by George Mann. It told a story of this couple who lived in the occlusion zone, trying to help people out across each planet. And I
Huh.
thought that's pretty cool. And now they're doing, I think, a couple of one-off short stories. But yeah, those
Okay.
were the only reasons why I like the Insider magazines.
Yeah, I guess just paper in general now. If it's not digital, it's kind of going away everywhere. Bird of Paradise. Honestly, pass compared to the other ones. It was just topic not as interesting to me. It was beautiful. It was beautifully made.
Yeah, visually, but not story-wise.
Yeah. Speaking with Screen Rant, Sean Levy discussed casting Matt Smith in Starfighter after the near miss with The Rise of Skywalker. I read those stories and subsequently got the straight reels on it from a few sources. For him too, he feels like it's destiny fulfilled. Like he was meant to be in Star Wars. Good. That's cool. Glad he got in there.
Yeah.
Ray Skywalker cosplayer protests for the hunt for Ben Solo. Awesome. In character, on brand. What did everyone think of Black? Incredible. Just so
Trippy.
dark. Yeah. But just hauntingly beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that is all the news. I'm tired of doing these 2-week stretches of news. It's so long. But I don't mind a day off here and there. So yeah, never mind. Forget I said that. All right. So the point of today's episode is genre discussions. And honestly, I didn't really prepare much for this. This is Marty's topic. He was thinking about like categorizing and classifying these like Star Wars things, and I'm doing a terrible job of explaining it. So why don't you just take it away, Marty?
Well, actually, you kind of explained it very nicely.
Good.
But
Nice.
I was just coming up with this topic. I was just thinking about first Halloween, how that came and went. I was like, I kind of wish in the month of October, I'm gonna have to remember it, to read Death Troopers, where the zombies and all that.
Yeah.
Got to read that next year. I missed it, and then I got to thinking, it's like, what would it could Star Wars actually do a horror film? Can they also do a romantic film? Because there's also their first ever romantic novel coming out later this year or sometime next year. I was like, can they pull it off on screen? So I was like, okay, genres. Everything, Star Wars is more than just what we know as the epic space opera, right?
Yeah.
And so I got this. So I started, scrambling around. I was like, okay, so what's a genre? A genre, put my notes over here, is a category of artistic compositions, as in music or literature or in any media nowadays, characterized by similarities in forms of style, informs style and subject matter. For example, the first thing I came up with, for some reason, I guess it made sense doing this, was westerns. You got movies like Tombstone, True Grit, and heck, even Blazing Saddles. And I say that because westerns are set in the American Old West, featuring cowboys, outlaws, frontier life, and gunfighters. But movies can also have more than just one. Can have more than one genre, such as like Blazing Saddles. It's also a satire. And the movies like that also featuring satire are movies like The Campaign, The Interview, Idiocracy.
Hmm.
So Star Wars and genres, it was like, okay, Star Wars is usually classified as a space opera, which is a subgenre of science fiction characterized by grand, adventurous, and often melodramatic stories set against the backdrop of galactic empires, interstellar travel, and advanced technology.
I'm not
But
hearing anything I disagree with.
but the franchises use other genres slash subgenres to tell stories in a galaxy far, far away, such as science fantasy, action adventure, war and military, political thriller, crime and mobsters. That's kind of a genre of its own.
Wow.
And yeah, if you think about it, so yeah, so action adventure, the franchise is known for its, swashbuckling action, large battles and hero's journey narrative. The war and military, it's, basically
Self-explanatory.
self-explanatory. Political thriller, taking a grittier political thriller approach to Star Wars. We're exploring espionage and power struggles within the government. And crime and mobsters, deals with the criminal underworld, including crime syndicates, drug cartels, and and that. So, I mean, those were just a few that I've just kind of mentioned, but you could even say Star Wars is a comedy if you want to look at some of the go deeper into it, especially like the Clone Wars or
Oh yeah, they definitely.
Rebels.
Yeah, they definitely put some goofy stuff in there, even if it's just moments here and there.
But so I got to thinking, like overall, it's like so. I want to kind of stick with the live action things, like. Will it work or will it kind of stand on its own in a way of being portrayed on screens, such as let's start with it. A comedy. Can we just put out a Star Wars full straight? I'm gonna say canon because we could do non-canon as well, which would be like Visions and things like that. They can get away with it, but straight canon. Can it be a comedy, live action, a movie, or television series? Like it.
I feel like they could.
I feel like if they took the approach of like maybe having more of like R2 and 3PO, type adventures, something along those lines, where it's just two kind of bumbling, characters going along on this adventure themselves.
Yeah, you'd have to have the right everything. You'd have to have the right character doing it. You'd have to have the right actor. You'd have to have the right director that can balance everybody's passion and well-known franchise against comedic moments and the writing. It would have to be like there's a very narrow path there, I think.
Yeah.
It could so easily turn stupid.
So it's so stupid it could probably turn into something like Spaceballs.
Yep. Or the holiday special.
Oh gosh. And that wasn't supposed to be funny, guys.
Nope.
I mean, maybe a little bit, but
no wonder it's not on Disney Plus.
Right. No wonder George wanted all the copies burned as soon as it aired.
Yep.
Although I will say the funniest story I heard about that special, I think you've heard it before, is Carrie Fisher. The way to get people to leave the parties is by putting on the holiday special.
Yes, that's pretty good.
I was like, okay, I'll have to remember that.
Yeah, I'll have to try that.
Okay. Next, could Star Wars go into something like the horror / thriller genre?
That I think would be way easier. Go ahead.
I would say I think it would too. I mean, if it could, especially if they did something similar to Death Troopers, or even just something big and scary monsters. I mean, if they had a Zillow Beast movie, that would be pretty neat.
Yeah, I mean they have Clone Wars episodes that, or Rebels, or Bad Batch episodes that kind of touch on it, like the episodes where the clones were trapped with those worms, Geonosian parasites on Geonosis. That was pretty horrific, and that was a cartoon. Like, also just space in itself is terrifying. If you are
true.
stranded in space and you have to do you could do like a Martian thing, like remember that movie The Martian where Matt Damon is trapped on Mars?
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's less horror, but
I don't know. When you said, people, even space itself can be scary. You get trapped in space. It was like, just think, it's like, in space, no one can hear you scream. It's like, oh
exactly.
shit, yeah.
Exactly.
Mystery. You think, like a mystery movie? I feel like, to me, I feel like, be real honest, I feel like George kind of did that a little bit with Attack of the Clones, and because that was the whole Obi-Wan side of it, if you want to think about it. If we just had more of that, turn that into a bigger, more theatric
like
mystery.
Following the clues.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say Skeleton Crew also was kind of like that. They were like trying to figure out, where the ship came from, like how to get back home, like what was going on with At-Atten.
Yeah, see, that'd be a mystery. That's a mystery right there as well. We'll get more into that.
I think that would definitely be doable.
A Western, like, I feel like we already got that, right?
They already got a Western.
We already got a Western.
Probably several. Possibly several.
Yeah. And the reason why I kind of also want to think about this, because I've said this many times as well, is like I wanted to see these different types of genres, and why I kind of want to talk about it is like I've always said George made Star Wars, that kind of became the sandbox for every other creator to play in. So everyone plays with the sand differently. I want to see different ways the sand can be played with, more than just what is already there. Like, you don't have to be so formal with it. Get crazy, get nuts, do something different. I want to see, a zombie Star Wars. I want to see, more. Heck, I even want to see more of a romance Star Wars. It's a little weird to think about it in some way, but it's different.
I don't think it's that weird. There's romance in like all the trilogies. There's
I want to say
of it.
Right, but I want to say strip all that. I want something like The Holiday, but Star Wars.
Oh, so romance is the main thing. It just happens to be set in.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing. Is like I want these. Star Wars is the backdrop for these genres.
Okay, interesting. Could be a way to bring people in too. Like if they just go see like a romance or a thriller, and it just happens to be Star Wars, then yeah.
I mean, I feel like it might work. Especially for the people who aren't Star Wars fans. It's like, well, I kind of like romantic movies, but my partner here likes Star Wars. You got the best of both worlds right here.
Movie for a date night right here. Yeah.
Right, exactly. Or, I'm into horror movies, but I'm also a Star Wars fan. That's 2 for 1 right there.
Yep.
And what was it? To me, and I was thinking about this too. Andor basically is that. It's I'll say it's a political thriller with a Star Wars backdrop.
Yep.
I'm sure if you put it here
as far as to say documentary, but we're getting there.
yeah, right. Because I feel like if you just strip off the Star Wars mask it'll still work as a regular TV show.
Oh yeah.
Ooh,
Sorry.
what you got there?
That is Oktoberfest. I know it's November, but had to be done. Got plenty of
It's
those.
still
We got
good.
the winter lager now too. It's that time. Still
gotta
good.
slowly transition.
Yep.
Fall to winter.
Yep, we got both, depending on the weather of the day.
I feel like that was a lot shorter than what I wanted it to be, but is there anything, like any thoughts or comments or anything you would like to talk about pertaining to this genre?
Mostly
like
my thoughts are straight curiosity of what this game is. I keep seeing the little thing down there that says guess the genre, and I want to play it.
Okay, we could get to that. This game is pretty easy. Because it's not really a who's a winner or a loser. It's more like let's all just chip in to, kind of figure it out. Like even me, you, the audience. If you're listening, play along. Put it in the comments. I guess let's just get straight to it, shall we?
Yeah, let's party. Guess the genre. Yeah, tell me how this works.
I'm going to put up an image, mostly a poster. These are from the live action shows. All right, so there's I guess really no better way to explain it except just jumping right into it, right?
Yeah, there's games like that.
So the first one,
the best way.
right? So for the first one, The Mandalorian, the genre.
I mean,
what would you classify this show as? Because I feel like what genre of Star Wars? I mean, let's put space opera aside.
Yeah, I mean, definitely Western. There's you got your gunslinger. Like it literally starts with him in a saloon with saloon doors, beating up like hooligans trying to take his bounty. So that's like the most American Western thing I've ever seen.
Right. I feel like that's definitely a Western here too, but I feel like later episodes and seasons, I feel like it kind of cross pollinates with not just a Western, but like you have your mystery genre episodes, what was that one with season 3 with Lizzo and Jack Black?
Yeah,
that was like your
almost
kind of
like
that was kind of your mystery.
Yeah.
Like a buddy cop, even a bit of a comedy in that one. So it's like a comedy buddy, like Lethal Weapons a little bit.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I started that exact episode. I was gonna bring up and say comedy because they're just so goofy. A lot of the Grogu stuff, him interacting with things, is almost kind of comedic.
Yeah, and then I guess really you could also say it's a science fiction thing when it comes to the cloning stuff that they're working on. Right?
Oh
right?
yeah,
and a little bit of the thriller with
There's a dragon in one episode. You could call it fantasy.
Yeah. Yes. There you go. You could also call it a fantasy, but a thriller. See, I feel like you can't really categorize it into really one per se, like genre, because the thriller part with the doctor in season 3, where he's on Coruscant trying to be,
Oh, the episode that like Mando isn't even in.
Yeah, where he's trying to be reformed, trying to get back to being the good guy, but he goes on this adventure, and it's kind of that thriller type movies where you're gonna get in some deep crap.
Yep. R.I.P. to that doctor. Poor guy.
All right, so it's kind of easy like that. So, like, is there anything else you would categorize this show into being besides what we named it as? Is anything else?
We listed a lot.
We have, and yet, when googling actually what Mandalorian is classified, they considered it just a space western.
Oh, come on!
I was like, okay,
we were
I
just
get it.
Saying season 1. Yeah, I get it.
I feel like season 1 definitely is that space western with a little bit of, what would you call it? I mean, maybe just basic action adventure. But like, what is it? Episode 3, where they're hiding out on this planet, and we first meet Cara Dune. It's more like a Japanese cinematic film, a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, one of those classic like anime stories, like Train the Villagers stories.
Yeah. Also directed by Bryce Dallas Howard. One of the...
Oh, there you go.
All right, let's move on to its spin-off TV series, The Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah.
What would you classify this as? I feel like this kind of goes in a couple of directions here, maybe 3. And I would say maybe a Western, maybe crime and mobsters, or crime and things like that. And then also, a little bit of sci-fi. Just because of the scooter gang, I'm gonna call them.
Yeah. Yeah.
The modders.
I'm trying to think if there's any. Not really that much comedy. Did you say Western already?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that about covers it. I wouldn't. The story is pretty contained, and it has a pretty unified tone throughout the show. It's not like Mandalorian where it jumps all over the place. Even though there is that
which I do gotta give,
where it is about the Mandalorian and it jumps all over the place, but that's
right.
Other than that, weird thing.
I do gotta give respect to Book of Boba Fett for doing that, for kind of keeping it kind of contained to the 3 different genres, but sticking it so well that you couldn't really say, well, it's this, like we just did with the Mandalorian.
Yeah, and they did the concurrent storylines of when he was with the Tuskens, and then in the normal time. What's it called? Current time. What do they call that nowadays? Oh my god, it's gonna bother me. Whatever.
I'm drawing a blank, man.
Yeah, I don't. You know what I'm thinking of, right? There's like a word that they in the oh my god. Move on before my brain breaks.
All right, we'll move on. Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Talk about this show.
This was before us, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stick it with. It's a little bit of a space. I wouldn't even call it a space opera, but unfortunately, Google called it that. I'm like, how can you call it that? I mean, I get it. It's set kind of that era of what A New Hope is, but it doesn't really do this whole grandiose, grand scale thing.
I think it kind of. I think I'm kind of okay with it because you have. Just because of the internal emotional moments that so many characters have, mostly Obi-Wan, but with Vader and with the sister, I think there's just the conflicts are not only physical but really intense emotional ones. Things you would sing like an aria about in an opera, like just one little moment drawn out for 7 minutes.
So
I
we're kind of hitting on that melodramatic kind of feel.
Yeah, very melodramatic here. Lots of very strong emotions that they're digging into with this character.
I would have given it just the drama itself. Like this would have just been a straight drama series.
Yeah, definitely drama. There's an episode or 2 about the underworld, kind of when they're like on the run, but not a whole genre's worth.
Would we say a mystery, maybe a little bit with the.
I don't know. They're not really trying to figure anything out. They're just trying to escape, right? Get Leia back.
Yeah, it's true. So I guess it'd be more space opera, but more heavily on the dramatic part of it.
Yeah, maybe some action adventure. Like
Action adventure. Yeah.
It's he's going to rescue someone on many planets.
Yeah. Guys, people in the comments, any thoughts about these so far?
Yeah, let us know.
Really?
I saw
but I'm gonna
we have
move.
an issue streaming to one of the Facebook pages. I'm not sure why.
Probably to Star Wars. Probably to Culture Slate. I think.
Yeah, it is. Still live on
that
episode
one.
9 news. So yeah. All right. Yeah. Anyway.
All right, we'll move on. Ahsoka. I would say this kind of leans into the fantasy.
Yeah.
Just because, one, I'm going to go with what Dave Filoni kind of said about Ahsoka is kind of like Star Wars' version of Gandalf. All right. They go through this kind of this adventure. They die, but then they come back as, Ahsoka the White now and more powerful than before. The world between worlds.
Yeah.
It feels like kind of a fantasy element here.
Yep.
The
and they're going like beyond the known galaxy,
Yeah.
Witches.
Maybe a little. Definitely witches. Maybe a little bit of. No, I wouldn't say horror because their version of Death Troopers would fit more of the fantasy element.
Yeah. Yeah, there's not the thrilling kind of nature of the horror. It's just like the look is kind of zombie-ish. That's about it.
Yeah. Political. We could say it's a political, but not as heavy as some others. It's a little bit of a
not as heavy-handed, but there are political implications. Sure. Bringing Thrawn back. Spoilers. Spoiler alert.
Yeah. Action adventure. We could definitely say this is an action adventure.
Yeah, most of these kind of, definitely. Quite an adventure.
Quite an adventure.
Yeah. I don't think much else. There's no comedy, no romance. There was the mystery of who Marok was.
Yeah, and that kind of led to nowhere, unfortunately.
Yeah, I was disappointed.
Even in even in the Tales of the Empire, nothing on him.
No, just imagine if he had taken the mask off and you see Sam Witwer under there and it's Starkiller. That was like influenced by the witches. That was so cool. Excuse me.
All right. Can we classify this as anything else? I feel like definitely the fantasy side.
Yeah, this is almost as far fantasy as Star Wars goes, I would think, with all it goes further in many directions.
Yeah. The Force definitely kind of gives it that fantasy element there.
Yep.
Skeleton Crew.
Ooh, hey, one of my sabers went out.
Wow.
Skeleton Crew.
Now,
I mean,
believe it or not, they said
adventure.
Go ahead. Right.
It says adventure right up there. So there is action adventure. I would definitely say mystery, but like in a fun way.
They even I'll agree. I didn't even think about it, but there's also a genre called coming of age, and I feel like someone categorized it as a coming of age story, but it's like, is it really though? Because it's not like they're
they don't mature over the course of the story, really. I mean, they learn lessons, I guess, but not. Yeah,
I guess we could say not much of a. I mean, some parts of it are thriller-ish, I guess, like when they're in the woods in the dark, or
Yeah, those are just moments.
But I think we can. It's literally says it right there. Star Wars Adventure, definitely on the adventure side.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, with an added mystery element, but not necessarily anything. No romance, really.
no.
Nothing that can't be wrapped into like the coming of age part.
If only Amblin were a genre, but it's not. It's just a. It's just a shit. He's like, if you want to think Stranger Things or anything Spielberg made, there you go. That's Skeleton Crew.
Yep.
I guess retro. No, it's not really a genre, but it's kind of like a.
I think that was just in our heads. That was just little Easter eggs for us.
The marketing of it all, especially.
Yeah, the house is a little like the layout of things.
Yeah. All right. I guess we'll continue on. I think we kind of nailed this one pretty quick.
Yeah, that one's pretty clear.
I think this one is too.
So is this one. Yeah. I mean, definitely drama, definitely thriller, definitely the political thing you said.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think
I wouldn't say action adventure.
Not a comedy.
Definitely.
No, it's got action in it, but
yeah, I would say Rogue One is action adventure, or is not.
Definitely. No, not at all. It
has romance. I wouldn't call it a romance.
Yeah, I feel like that's more of like the subish of all plots here. The subish of all subgenres of this play.
I mean, I know show. Dedra and Cyril definitely had us all hot and heavy, but
yeah. So political thriller, regular thriller, little bit of action.
Yeah, less action than you
think. I feel like we're right. I feel like so far we're missing a lot of horror here. I want a horror show. I want a horror movie. Give me one of those.
Yep. Black is the closest thing we've got.
Yeah, Black definitely is. I wouldn't let a kid watch that one.
No.
I mean, I probably wouldn't let a kid watch Andor as well, as of a topic that is, and how dark in some places it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, wasn't it?
We got 7 minutes in our made up deadline.
All right. Mystery? Can we say mystery as well? Because I feel like half of it's a mystery adventure for Dedra and the Empire. I guess if you want to categorize it, like kind of separate it into like if you just follow Dedra's story, that's more of a mystery thriller.
I wouldn't say that just because usually in a mystery we don't know the answer, but for Dedra's mystery, the audience knows the answer. We know who they're looking for, why they're like how they're doing it, all this stuff. So I wouldn't say that it's a mystery if we have all the answers.
Good point. See, I think we need a mystery show too.
We do.
We can get on this.
Horror. You could check both those boxes on the same thing.
All right, let's see.
Rated R mystery horror.
That'd be nice. And last but not least, the Acolytes.
I would dip into fantasy a little bit here.
I would dip into fantasy as well.
It's very knights and not dragons exactly, but like evil and darkness and witches and magic, as much as you can call magic in Star Wars. This is pretty much it. You got a bunch of witches taking over. Who else is lurking in the chat?
Yeah,
Hannah. I see all your photos at I've been listening in while rearranging my desk. You know, that's who our podcast is for. It's mostly for people rearranging their desk and doing furniture. I see all your photos of where you are going with awesome big name Star Wars and all your interviews and stuff. It's awesome. Well done. I'm jealous.
A little jealous here. Yeah.
Yep. But
Let's see.
yeah, Acolyte. Definitely fantasy. Definitely some like magic, as we said. Mystery too, right? Because we don't know the answers.
That's it. Yeah, we didn't know the answers for some of this. We still didn't know. We didn't know who the stranger was up until his reveal. We didn't know much about what made Osha and May so special. They kept that kind of a secret the whole time.
Yeah, we didn't know like,
maybe also
what happened. Like, we didn't know what the big event that happened in the past that made Soul like so secretive, that made that other Jedi like take that vow of silence. That like we didn't know the thing that happened. They just told us. They just like showed us the results of it.
I would throw us maybe in a little bit as a political thing, a little bit, just because of what Vernestra has been pushing. Yeah. Like he's like, she's like, oh, he's like, there's Jedi dying. What? No, there's not. No, we're good. We're all straight. You know, nothing's happening here.
We're all fine here now. How are you? Yeah, and season 2 could have gotten even more political because there was that one senator that just like would not like had her number. Like he would not leave her alone. He's like, I think the Jedi are overstepping their role, and I'm going to hold you accountable. Like, and the galaxy and the Senate are all going to know it. And I was like, yeah, dude, I want to see more of that. And then it's like, nope, you get nothing.
I think
it would have been even more political.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think we could also say this is a little bit of a horror show. Just those night and day episodes.
Yep. I was just going to say, like, just that moment where he floats down behind Osha.
And just the way he takes him out, like as if he were a predator.
Oh my God. I watched that scene. I just turn on that YouTube video like at least once a month just to watch that action. So awesome.
I've said to myself, I'm gonna go back one day.
Right here.
Nice.
Got his lightsaber.
Does it come apart like his does and just?
Oh, it does. And you got a little Shoto blade for the other one. You have to charge both batteries separately. It's it doesn't come apart. It obviously doesn't come apart like and immediately do it. You have to like take it apart and then screw the other blade in and then like, you know, light them both up, and you have to make sure both batteries are charged. Like obviously it doesn't do. We don't have the technology.
Can you imagine him just slowly turning it like, okay, I gotta hurry up. Turn it to.
Wait, I need both blades. Hold on.
Yeah.
Don't attack me. The Jedi would probably be like, okay, yeah, we'll wait.
They would. I feel like they would literally let him just wait.
Combat. Yeah. There's 8 of us and 12 of us and 1 of you.
I feel like we kind of. Is there any other top genre we think we would hit it upon?
No, I said mystery, kind of, right? Yeah.
Yeah, mystery, horror, political.
Yeah, I think that was about it.
I think about sums it up. Hannah, any last comments about what you think?
Yeah, what genre do you want to see, Hannah? What genre of Star Wars? We have decided that we want a rated R. I'm just adding it in. We want a rated R, terrifying mystery horror Star Wars project, live action. Like someone's trapped in space with a Zillo beast or something on a ship that doesn't have comms or hyperspace.
So it's basically Alien, but Star Wars.
Yeah, that is exactly what I just described, isn't it? Damn.
I mean, the formula works.
It's not. You're not wrong. I mean, they're getting some mileage out of it. Alien Earth just was on, right?
Yeah. And then yeah, I think that was the last Alien thing there was. If I'm not mistaken.
All right. Well, we are at the hour mark, and I am at my bedtime mark. So this is that's our show. We hope you enjoy our positive podcast. What we're doing here, we know Star Wars fandom and comment sections can sometimes get dark and toxic, much like that thriller we want. But it does not have to be that way. Remember, there are more of us. Again, as always, if you have anything for us, questions, requests, suggestions for things to talk about on the show, anything at all, throw them in the comments and we will see what we can do. Don't forget to follow us at SW Culture Live everywhere, except for Facebook, as we covered, and I guess not Culture Slate right now. I guess it's the connection is, I don't know, something's happening. I got a little alert. Or episode 9 news on Facebook, but also follow us at Nerdiest Stepdad and at Marty21794. We say interesting things sometimes, but check in again, not next week, because I have a personal family birthday thing to plan if I don't want to be in trouble. And but 2 weeks from now, check in 7 p.m. Eastern for another video celebrating the our 50th episode. It's gonna be epic. We're gonna definitely talk about something fun to do that we definitely haven't thought of yet. But yeah, 50th episode in 2 weeks. Check in then, and until then, may the Force be with you.